last time out, things did not go to plan. Now it was time for Buddy to bounce back as Formula 1 heads to Hockenheim. So after a tough race at the British Grand Prix at his home race, Buddy needed to bounce back after a frustrating race. He was so pissed off after what happened at Silverstone, as you heard on the team radio. It was going to be a difficult one here as well, as he's using an old engine. Obviously, he's got an engine that needs to make it through the next couple of races to avoid a penalty on a track that you don't want to get one. But despite that, in the practice sessions, Buddy showed good pace. However, once again, rain came at the worst possible time this time.
Why the f*** am I always so unlucky with the weather? Do the weather gods have something against me or something?
So, it was time for race 11 at the Hockenheim. It's actually going to be Buddy's first ever race at the Hockenheim track, because obviously in 2016 he didn't race in Germany because of his injury from that Indy 500 qualifying crash. It's an overcast weather today, but no rain is expected at all for this race. After he was screwed over in qualifying, Buddy will be relieved about that. Been really unlucky he was in qualifying, but what can you do? There's not really much he can do about the weather. And when he was about to do his final run, the track just wasn't at its optimal phase when Buddy was supposed to go out, really unexpectedly as well. They weren't expecting the rain to come at that time. As you can see, here we are with the starting grid. It's Max Verstappen on pole position ahead of Kimi Räikkönen, who lines up in second. So Red Bull getting their first pole position of the season. In third place it is Sebastian Vettel ahead of Lewis Hamilton in fourth, with Valtteri Bottas in fifth and Daniel Ricciardo in sixth. In seventh it is Carlos Sainz ahead of Sergio Perez in eighth, Esteban Ocon in ninth, with Charles Leclerc in 10th. The Hasses lock out the 6th row with Kevin Magnussen 11th and Rowan Grosjean 12th, whilst Buddy has to start in 13th. Pierre Gasly starts in 14th, and Marcus Ericsson, Lance Stroll, Sergei Sorokin, Alonso down in 18th due to a penalty, with Van Dorn and Hartley at the back due to penalties. It was time for the German Grand Prix. So, moving on to the formation lap, as you can see, Buddy lining up on the grid, and also excuse the bugs in this segment. Codemasters really need to do something about that. Drivers stopping and getting disqualified from the formation lap, it just doesn't look good. The AI cars, you can see there's like 4 cars that have had that. But Buddy lines up in his grid box, ready to go.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
As the rest of the field line up. We have the lights in Hockenheim. Lights out, away we go. Buddy gets a decent start, better than the Haas alongside. Heading into turn 1, he finds a gap on the outside, but has to run wide. There's a massive kerfuffle going on. He has to slow down to give a couple of positions back. But now heading up towards turn 2, he goes down the inside of the Haas and the Force India. He's managed to get past both Hasses, so he's made a reasonable start here. As you can see, he's now behind the Force India of Esteban Ocon, heading down towards the hairpin. As you can see, he heads down the inside and he makes that move stick.
Great stuff, buddy. Keep this going.
Alright, off the line, we're in a
And that was probably the best start that Buddy had made all season. Now moving on to lap 4. As you can see, he's right behind Carlos Sainz, heading down the back straight. He has the run. As you can see, Sainz is the slipstream of Leclerc, who's going really slowly, and Buddy dives down the inside of them both. Leclerc's able to undercut. Buddy has made the move stick. As you can see, he's now behind Charles Leclerc, and he's got so much more pace. As you can see, he goes down the inside, but Leclerc covers the inside heading into turn 2. And he has the slipstream, but with the DRS, there's nothing Leclerc can do to fend off Buddy. So Buddy having a good start to the race. He's got really good pace in the Renault right now. So been a really good start to the race for him. Now, as you can see, he's in the pits for his first scheduled stop. He exits the pits, but as you can see, he's been undercut by Carlos Sainz and is right in the clutches of Charles Leclerc. And with cold tyres, there's just no way he can get away on the exit of turn 2. And Leclerc obviously is going to have the DRS, and he is just going to be able to drive past with the hotter tyres. And there's just nothing that Buddy can do about it. As you can see, moving on to the next lap, now Buddy's got his tyres up to temperature. He's got the run on Leclerc, and he's able to make the pass down towards the hairpin. As you can see, he locks up, but he has made the move. Now moving on a little bit later, as you can see, Pierre Gasly is into the wall.
Okay, right, safety car, we'll stay out.
A more legitimate reason to call the safety car there, as you can see. Now moving on to when the safety car ends. He's now right behind Sergio Perez. As you can see, the restart happens, but Leclerc is fancying his chances against Buddy. He didn't get the best exit of the final corner. No DRS, don't forget, as it's the safety car restart. As you can see, Perez and Sainz are battling it out ahead. But Buddy has not got the best of exit of turn 3, and Leclerc is right behind. As you can see, Sainz ahead is battling it out with Perez, but Buddy has to go a little bit defensive to fend off the Sauber of Leclerc. As you can see, Perez has gotten past Sainz. Now, as you can see, he is now caught up to Sainz. He eventually started to escape from Leclerc. He's not that close, but with the DRS, and also he's got a much more powerful engine as Buddy. He's quite worn, but it seems that Sainz's engine is more worn. As you can see, he goes down the inside. There's a little bit of contact.
You tell Carlos to be careful. Can't he combat me without contact?
Obviously there was contact far from the first time this season that Buddy and Carlos have made contact. As you can see, Vettel ahead is struggling. He seems to have some front wing damage, but there's a bit of contact there. And Buddy has lost so much momentum. And as you can see, Carlos is able to just drive back past.
Vettel just pushed me off the track.
Obviously Buddy really not happy. As you can see, he sends it back up the inside of Sainz and makes the move stick. But not what Buddy needed at this stage. As you can see, he's now behind Vettel, and this was an easy move because he had the front wing damage. He goes down the inside going into the hairpin and is up into P5. So Buddy has had a reasonable race despite the poor qualifying. It's been a good race for him. But he was now under pressure from Verstappen and Bottas. As you can see, Buddy goes down the inside, but Buddy has to go wide, and both are able to get through. But Buddy, in the end, decided just to let them go, as there's no need to worry about them. So as you can see, he's in for his final scheduled stop, going to a set of the soft tyres.
strategy
he exits in
Seems to
P7,
us through to the end now.
and he then caught up to 6th place Grosjean. As you can see, he's got the run, and with DRS, Grosjean is just easy prey. Nothing he could do about it. So Buddy is now in P6, which would be a reasonable result for him. But Vettel, with the repaired wing damage, then caught up, and obviously a fully functioning Big 3 car is going to be really hard to defend, especially with DRS. So Vettel is able to get past Buddy heading into the hairpin. But that doesn't take the shine off what's been a reasonable drive for Buddy, as he rounds the final corner onto the pit straight to finish in P7.
Good drive, Buddy. Redemption to Silverstone. Yep, enjoyed that one.
Take care of the car on the way in.
So in the end, a good race for Buddy, and it really helps him and the team in both championships. As you can see, it is Lewis Hamilton that took the victory for Mercedes, and he's extended to leading the championship. As you can see, Buddy is starting to really establish some daylight between himself and the likes of Grosjean and Magnussen, but struggling to catch up to Perez, who's on a good run. But Renault are actually now level with Haas in the standings. Obviously, Renault are hoping to move ahead. So, Buddy has returned to the point at Hockenheim, but the big question was, can he keep the momentum going as Formula 1 heads to the Hungaroring?